Hello. Actually, I'm not sure if this sound is working properly. There we go. Alright. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're going to continue playing some more Epic Draft. Alright, so it's round 2. First pick, first pack. Something like a Flame Spike. It's nice to always pick up an early recycle. Haven't committed to anything yet. Alright, second pick. Probably going to take this Javelin Thrower and see if we can play a wild deck this time. And then I'll grab a Bounty Hunter here just as removal that's attached to a body. Alright, I think I'm going to commit myself to wild here and pick up this Draka's Enforcer. Could also take Arcane Research, would be a fine pick. But I think overall I'd rather have a powerful card in my deck than just a new card. So I'm going to grab Kong here. And now it's between Standalone and Royal Escort for me. Probably going to take Standalone since we have no draw teams right now. Alright. What do we have? I'm going to take this Veldin here. I think that it's pretty easy to get Loyalty X to hit at least one. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with this card if it's at least one. So it'll be nice in an aggressive deck that is already running direct damage. We've already got some big champions. We're going to grab Polar Shock and Fork Lightning here. We're just going to grab the direct damage cards. Just what I was talking about. Alright. This pack's interesting. I think I'm actually going to go with the Vanishing here. Lightning Storm's not bad either. I personally just value Vanishing pretty highly, so it's nice because it can remove blockers, but also you can use it to draw 2 cards. And it'll make our opponent think that we're not running heavy wilds, passing up the Lightning Storm. We're going to have a Spyrosaur here, and I think we're going to take the Time Thief. It's a nice tempo play. If our opponent plays something like a Mythic Monster, we can Time Thief and return it to their hand, and then we've already established board presence. So I'm going to grab this Knight of Shadows here. Price tag's reasonable, but I don't really like to run it in limited formats because if you need a champion in your hand to play it, and it's much better in Constructed or Random 60 where you can have a lot of champions already. Alright, I think I'm going to take this Hasty Retreat just again as another draw 2, and then probably the Lightning Elemental over the Forest Giant because I like having a removal for small things, or you can also just use it to kill your opponent if they're at 2. But it's really nice against cards like Dark Knight that punish you if you don't have heavy removal for them. This is an interesting choice. I think our deck doesn't need discard pile banishment. I think we're already fast enough. So I'm going to take the Thought Blocker. With 8 Sage cards, this deck can play Ice Drake, and I'm going to take Martial Law as our first board clear. Alright. We have 7 wild cards. I think I'm rather the Word of Summoning over the Scaros. And Word of Summoning is good in any deck, so I'm also preventing my opponent from taking it. Yeah. Good game, not Ben. That was pretty ridiculous, but once it got down to 1 card in hand, I figured he probably didn't have anything. Alright. So we're definitely going to take this extra wild card here to reinforce our wilds deck. We have 2 wild loyalty cards, we want to hit those. And then it's probably going to be Invoke Pack since we have a lot of strong champions. A lot of strong 1-cost champions. Alright. I mean, since we already have the ability to go for it, let's just pick up this Amnesia. It's not like there was another card in that pack that I was really excited about, so. Establishing champions, we have Knight of Shadows. The only one, so I think I'm going to take this Gudgeon here, and we have a reasonable amount of ambush champions already, so it's probably going to be Drain Essence for me over the Rain of Fire or the Angel of the Gate. Could take Rain of Fire. That would also be fine. I think Drain Essence is just very strong when you're trying to race. Alright. It's an interesting choice here. Kind of want to take the Mobilize, but the Chronicler is also pretty nice. I'm going to go with the Chronicler. Sometimes the mobilize doesn't do that much if you're in a position where you're leading. But I don't think our deck goes long, which is really where you want mobilize. Might be kind of sad if it gets used against us, but we'll see. So right now we have one board clear, so I might want this Reap and Sow, but these other two cards are also very good for our deck. Only one another Recycle. The Recycle will always be good, and Fires of Rebellion is just what we want. So I think I'm just going to try and stay lean here. We actually have Loyalty for War Machine, we can play that. Also help us if a board gets out of control. It's an aggressive champion, so now we have a couple of Punishers. We have Veldin, and we have War Machine, and Pyrosaur kind of counts, but we usually play it situationally as removal. Alright, tough pack here. I think it's actually going to be Spore Beast and Palace Guard. Blue Dragon is quite nice. I guess we already have Bounty Hunter and Kong, so I'm going to take the Blue Dragon instead, just for value. I had a game where I had a Dark Draft earlier, where I had Palace Guard, I had all three of those cards basically, and I ended up getting a multiple in my hand, and it really made my play experience worse because I just had less options. They all did the same thing, so I wasn't able to adapt to the situation very well. So our opponent's going first. We're going to keep this draw too. We don't really want Fires of Rebellion in our hand because we don't want to burn our opponent out right now. We'll keep Knight of Shadows as sort of a way to advance if our opponent passes or plays nothing. And then I'm going to toss this Spore Beast, and I'll leave the War Machine just in case they somehow play some kind of zero-cost champion start. Alright, so Epic Spain's first. Going to play Mythic Monster. This is where Time Thief would be really strong. We don't have it. I'm going to draw 2 with the Amnesia. I think the Hasty Retreat might be used against that Mythic Monster. We're going to go ahead and lead with Knight of Shadows. We want to save the Blue Dragon against something that the 2 damage is relevant if possible. So right now it's looking like we're going to block and Hasty Retreat this Mythic Monster. And if they remove our Knight of Shadows, we can Watchful Gargoyle, Recycle, block, Hasty Retreat. And Hasty Retreat returns an attacking champion to its owner's hand, but if it's not blocked, then they get to draw a card. So we don't want them to draw a card. Got a very tempo-oriented deck here. That means, wow, they got rid of that. This is probably one of the best answers, in my opinion, to Knight of Shadows. It deals 6 damage to it and gives you 3 wolf tokens. Maybe they have like a spike trap or hands from below, which deals damage to an attacking champion. The really nice thing about this Hasty Retreat play is that I'm very unlikely to use either of these champions to chump something. Yeah, they have lightning strike, that's why. This could still turn out badly, but we'll go for it. So if this dies, then I guess probably chronicling it back and then blocking and Hasty Retreating. I don't know. It's a nice bounce there. This sets us up to chronicler back the Hasty Retreat. So if our opponent plays the Mythic Monster again here, yep, then we can basically just reuse this Hasty Retreat. Do the same thing again. Alright, Time Thief is a very welcome draw here since it gives us a backup plan. I'm going to attack for 2 and then pass. Now, what's going to happen here is probably we're going to get attacked, and then they're going to remove Chronicler somehow, then attack, and then I can just Time Thief that back into their hand. But if they don't want to, I'll be happy to Hasty Retreat here. Puts me 8 cards in hand, so they can't really replay Mythic Monsters, since that would just draw them another card and they'd still be at 8. If they clear the board here, I'm probably drawing 2 and then just blue dragoning them on my turn. Interesting choice. Got the value play. Whew. That's why you Blitz Champions, you want to save, if possible, for when your opponent has their gold down. Because it's easy to get punished, even for a card like Saren, which is unbreakable on your turn. It can still get banished or returned to your hand. So usually you want to try and wait until your opponent's gold is down before you play something like that. Alright. They don't want to discard anything, so I'm going to play that. I'm going to start attacking. Try and get in with everything. Got one draw 2 with Polar Shock here, so we don't really want to play Polar Shock to deal damage to a champion, because we want to use it to draw 2 cards. I believe I have Thought Plucker and Knight of Shadows in my deck, so I don't need to worry about holding on to Cave Troll for discarding unless they're playing Sonic Assault. And they're likely not playing Sonic Assault since they have not played any Sage cards this game. Alright, go ahead and Wolf Spite that. Could play a Spike here. Honestly, pretty reasonable. Go for it. This is like this is like using a 0-cost card to deal 8 damage to them. I don't get to recycle, but deal 8 for 0 is really, really powerful. Resurrection back there 0. Oh. I was thinking, that's desperate. Okay. Alright, they're going to howl to make 2 wolf tokens. That's fine. Unfortunately, we don't have another 0-cost card. And I don't want to play something like Blue Dragon onto this board since we're so far ahead. They're probably going to double block here. So there I would have definitely double blocked, since either I spend something to kill a wolf token, or and then you lose the other wolf token anyway. Or if you block with 1, you lose the wolf token anyway. So if I have removal for a wolf token, you might as well force me to use it. It has the upside of removing the Time Thief. But it's possible that here our opponent is going to clear the board after attacking for 2. Interesting, as I'll probably invoke, well, I need to draw 2. Yeah. No, you know what, I can invoke Pact for Chronicler and return Invoke Pact to my hand. Just to put some pressure on the board. It looks almost like they're thinking about playing like a Mighty Blow or Smash and Burn. The funny thing about Mighty Blow is I have no answer to it, so I'll just take 12. But again, I think that's a card that I would probably be much more inclined to buff this if I was my opponent's gold was down. Maybe they're thinking, how many return to hand cards can this person have? Since I've played a lot. Alright. We're just gonna remove the Dead Mother and start attacking. These wolf tokens are annoying, but they're not super powerful. Probably I'll actually just War Machine here to clear the wolf tokens. So they had a wolf theme going on, right? Howl and Wolfspite and Den Mother, and I think they also had Hunting Pack, yeah. Quite a few wolves. Let's go ahead and get our free damage in first. I'll play this War Machine and banish all of our opponent's 0-cost champions. We'll reveal our 2 Sage cards that can attack right away. I'm gonna go ahead and, in case they have maybe a Ceasefire or an Ice Drake, I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my biggest champion first. Right now we do represent lethal, so our opponent does need to do something in order to not die. At least before we attack with all 3 of these. Surprise attack. This is where it's good. Like it can be quite powerful. I just don't like the opportunity cost. Okay. That worked out really well for them. I'm just going to eat this 11 and get it for 7 here. I don't think they're going to board clear, so I'm also going to play my Cave Troll this turn. I'm thinking about playing my Lightning Elemental. I don't think they have a board clear, so yeah, let's just do it. They would have had ample time to play board clears this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and commit these champions to the board so we can try and push damage through next turn. Now, they were in a tricky position as far as Sea Titan goes because they probably would have wanted to return the War Machine. But it was attacking and they get the free block in. The Time Thief and the Chronicler both have a pretty powerful effect when you play them, so get to rebounce a champion, which kind of their mythic monster that they've played 2 times this game is not worth playing anymore because it'll just get time stolen, time theft, so to speak. Overall, we're running a little low on cards, but the game's also winding down. Pretty close to victory here. I think our Watcher Gargoyle is hit for 6. It's putting in a lot of work and blocked a mythic monster for the the Hasty Retreat. Not sure if this is some kind of ploy. Maybe they just don't have anything else to do. The crazy play would be if they had an off-turn board clear and now they attack with Sea Titan. Now I have to decide what to do. Looks like maybe they're thinking about playing a 0 for kind of a weak effect earlier, like they did with the Necromancer. I'm gonna return something to my hand. Am I gonna get that back again? Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and get our Airborne Champion in first. And I'm gonna attack with Cave Troll. It doesn't really matter if Cave Troll dies, since whenever we play a wild 1-cost card. Force fields. Well, it is going to put a stop to my plans here. I think again I'm just going to ignore, for the most part, the fact that I'm overextending, and assume that my opponent does not have a real board clear. So now if they clear the board, I can draw his Enforcer, and I'll get the Cave Troll back, and I can draw a card by revealing the Cave Troll in the con. If they play a Breakall. Not if they They play like a Reap and Sow or something. If they play Banish All, then I'll be sad. And I'll probably be forced to... Alright, sweet. Go ahead and get that back. I'll reveal both to draw a card. Continue applying pressure. Got 5 damage in hand, so now all we need to do is connect with this and we win. This is the time where a card like Fires of Rebellion would be a lot better, since the opponent is getting close to death. I'm going to gain 5 here just so that they don't die, which is not a bad play. They revealed a White Knight and a Silver Dragon. Those are both on-turn champions that draw a card and have some extra effect. So I don't have another Sage card. Probably going to play this Invoke Pact here. Return the blue dragon to play and deal 2 damage to them, and that would put them at 8. That's probably what I'm going to do. Could also bring back Chronicler and return one of these other cards to my hand, like Polar Shock. But I like dealing 2 damage here. I'm very likely to be able to get in again, so... Let me just double think that. What if I get back Chronicler? Suppose if I get back Chronicler to get back Polar Shock, then they have to have another way to gain health. They have to play it next turn or this turn. In worst case, I just end up with a 7-8 as my gold that drew me a card. I think that's probably the better play. In worst case, I can also use it as a draw too, so really no harm. They do not have an option to play for gold. That's a bit unfortunate. They ended up playing this. They played the Rocket Source to draw 2, the Resurrection to draw 2. They played the Force Field to draw 1, and they played the Apocalypse or Break All. They kind of needed to. All right. See if we can win this. Gonna play that now. Looks like they're just gonna concede. This makes sense a bit because why would I make that play unless it had another burn card in hand? But I guess I revealed the Forked Lightning when I played the Rockets Enforcer earlier. All right, so good game. Let's see. I'm going to reveal the new card. The new card for today is Fate Manipulator, which is a Sage 1-cost card. This is from the new physical set, Guardians of Guana. And Fate Manipulator, when you play it, it gains 2 counters, +1/+1 counters. And if you reveal 2 Sage cards from your hand, it gets another 2 counters on it. So it'll either come in as an 8/8 or a 10/10. And then you can remove a counter from this card to expend a champion. And this doesn't work like Gem of Sands, which expends and removes a counter. You can just play this and you could immediately remove 3 counters and then expend 3 champions. So you can use it as kind of like a pseudo Ice Drake, or you can leave it in play and try to use it each turn on one thing. Of course, on your opponent's turn, they'll have priority before you. So if you play this and your opponent's next turn, they could just attack right away with something before you get a chance to use this, and you won't be able to expend it. Anyway, I'm going to leave this up while I wait for the next match to start, and then we'll be hopping back into it. And I'll probably be about 15 minutes. And we're back. It turns out it did not take very long at all. I think we may have been one of the last matches. Alright. So, first pick, first pack here. Probably going to be Lightning Strike from me. What I'll do is I'll take the Lightning Strike. Our opponent will almost definitely go Steel Golem Warrior Golem. And then I'll try and counterpick Sage cards that I know that they're going to take. Go ahead and grab this Time Thief for the Soulstorm here. It's very likely that they'll take both those Sage cards, so they're going to be looking for Sage cards. I'm going to go ahead and grab this Rain of Fire, maybe? Just From Beyond. I'm a big fan of From Beyond. I think it has a lot of potential. Alright. Maybe we'll go ahead and make this an evil deck then. Go ahead and pick up Drain Essence and Plentiful Dead. This is a tough pack. It's going to be Night of Shadows for me. This Herald has some trouble in limited formats where you might just not have very many targets in your deck. Wave Transformation is very powerful. And unfortunately, our opponent is likely going to take the Arcane Research in the Wave Transformation, and they'll just be on Heavy Sage here. So we weren't really able to do anything about that pack. 3 1-cost cards. Sonic Assault's a reasonable pick, and I'm going to grab Rampaging Cyclops over Saren because I prefer higher damage over the Unbreakable. Again, this is very unfortunate. I can't not pass a Sage card. Right, we're going to take the Fumble here. Alright. Evil. Well, I guess we're going to take the Xanos. We're still going to try and make it work. And I'll pick up this Quell here as a sort of board clear. This is Epic Card Game. It's, you can download it on the App Store, you can download it on the Google Play Store, it's also on Steam. It's free. Alright. Kind of thinking about this Disappearing Act or Necrovirus. Stuff that we're getting so many. I think I want Necrovirus. Yeah, I just need more evil cards. I think that Disappearing Act would be better if it's just first pick. I just have so many evil cards synergy already. Xanos, Plentiful Dead, and From Beyond that I want more evil cards to go along with them. Alright. Portal Shift's looking pretty nice. So these, well, normally I'm very excited about Rage. This might not be a Rage deck. Alright, let's go wild here. I really like go wild with tokens. And I don't think Hell's card will be very good against us because we have so many random small things. Got this Endbringer Ritualist. Maybe we're going to try and make the Risen work, honestly. I think we are. It's not very common that I pick the Risen, but we are going sort of a token strategy. So I think we're going to try and make tokens work here. Got a lot of evil tokens. Here, I think it's Subjugate. We'll just, our champions will be small enough. Alright, I'm going to pick up the Citadel Scholar and this Rescue Griffin. Alright, now here's an interesting pack. The obvious play is to take Sea Titan or Street Swindler. Street Swindler is nice because it draws just 2 cards and gives us a body. But I'm probably going to take the Sea Titan again just to hate my opponent out of Sage. Blue faction. A little unfortunate. Maybe we'll end up getting a Corpse Taker that'll make it work better. I'd actually normally take Marcus here, but I have Sonic Assault and Night of Shadows, so I don't think my opponent's going to have any discard. They might have Thought Flicker. Just take the 2 draw 2s. This is a tough pack, once again. I'm going to take the Brave Squire since it's the most neutral card in the pack. As in, like, I would be happy with literally any of these 5 cards in my deck, but Rift Summoner, Urchin Messengers, and Darkwind's Apprentice will all be less strong for my opponent than they would be for me. So I'm going to take Brave Squire because I think it's good all the time. I'm going to take another board clear here. We have Quell and Subjugate right now, so I don't want too many. Is this might be a Battle Cry deck. with 9 Sage cards. Knight of Alara looks playable. I think I'm going to take Battlecry and Knight of Alara instead. Even though I would normally take the Divine Judgment. With 2 border clears, we should be fine. This is another tough pack. The most obvious play is to take the Helion. Not only is it good in Sage, but we actually have enough Sage to support it. Draka's Fire might be debilitating against us, but I don't think I would take it most of the time if I was Darwin. Probably would end up taking Lightning Storm a little double, so I'm going to take the Helion here and just assume they don't take Draka's Fire. Alright, Abyss Summoner looks nice for us, and then it's probably going to be Imperial Commander. Fortunately, we didn't really end up with any human tokens except for the Brave Squire, so could I take Wolf's Call? Let's just go all in. Our opponent has Wave Transformation, so in theory, they play Wave Transformation to turn all of our champions into wolves. Then we can Wolf's Call to make a bunch of wolves and also attack with the ones that we have. So, assuming they took Wave Transformation way earlier, then I'm going to hold on to that Wolf's Call. It's just going to sit in my hand until they play Wave Transformation. Alright, so we're going first here. Probably going to toss the Risen and Hasty Retreat. I kind of want to also toss the Summoner. What's a good opening play for my deck? It's Knight of Shadows, Knight of Alara, or Xanos. So not many. I'm playing much more reactively. So I guess we just hold on to Abyss Summoner. Probably the top end of what we like as far as establishing plays go. And let's just play it out. Even though it's stronger on our opponent's turn, I think it's better to I think it's generally going to be stronger than most off-turn plays, so by playing it now, hopefully our opponent doesn't have a good play to counter it, or even just like an airborne ambush champion is what they want here. Some kind of off-turn play that I can't do anything about with my champions. So that's exactly it. That's fine though. I think we're going to be greedy here and just try and play the Drain Essence on it. So we spend our gold first. You might get punished for that. I don't think we will though. Even a Steel Golem would be fine. We just lose a demon. The Gudgeon. Alright, we didn't get punished at all. And what I mean is, like a Blitz champion for them would be very good here since my gold is down, so it would very likely at least force me to, it would put me at some kind of disadvantage, even if it's just losing one of my tokens. But we came out ahead. I'm going to go ahead and attack with this demon token. Now if they play a 1 cost here, we can actually banish both before blocks. This Quell works very nicely in token decks because all tokens are free. So you can either banish the free cards. Alright. There we go. You don't get to get in with this demon since it got blocked. That's fine. We're also behind on cards, which isn't great. But we're ahead in tempo. We're way ahead in health. Probably going to be forced to draw 2 with this Lightning Strike. Soul Hunter, not good. I don't even know if I have a way to. I guess I have no discard pile banish at all. That's terrible. It's not good. Xanos for 2. I think I'm just drawing 2 cards. Increase my hand size. There's that Wolf's Call. I think Maybe I should have played this Rescue Griffin last turn just to start attacking my opponent for 3. You know what? Kill one of my demons and draw a card. Could be way worse. That's fine with me. One thing that's nice is next turn Darwin will attack me with the Soul Hunter. I can use the Rescue Griffin to just jump it. So that's one reason why I wouldn't play the Rescue Griffin here. Main counter would be like a Raxus Curse, but that's pretty much it. They'll just bounce off of each other. They can still attack 3 with it next turn. Or even leave it for blocking. The Soul Hunter is a problem because every time it dies, it deals 5 damage to me, and then whenever, at the start of Darwin's turn, every round, it'll come back to life. They're going to draw 2. Unfortunately, we have no legitimate play to make, so I'm going to play this Go Wild and Fish. I feel bad if I don't get a real play. I could play this Helion just as an 8/8. It's kind of lame. I guess it's probably better to use the Go Wilds for value here, so I'll just play it as an 8/8. I'm going to do the Demon token first, so that way I can use the ally ability here of, not ally ability, expendability, if they end up making some small champions. Shouldn't have battle passed though, I should have just normal passed, so I can Go Wild it. So hopefully they react, so I can use my Go Wilds. Because I need to see new cards. Go Wild will take me 1 more card into my deck. Alright, that's good, they did react. Alright, this is after blocks. Go ahead and toss 2 away. So that's going to be, I don't think we have anything that cares about it. So we'll leave some champions in there in case our opponent has something that does something with like everyone's champions. We'll just put 2 draw 2s on the bottom in case it ends up getting to a very small amount of cards in the deck. So let's see, I could push for damage here. Could From Beyond attack for 8, 9, 14. Wolf's Call for 8 more would be 22. Let's do it. Even though I said I was going to save my Wolf's Call, I think it's a good time to use it here. Just get in for 8. This card makes a demon token with Blitz, so it can attack right away, and then it gives all of your evil champions get +1 offense and +1 defense this turn. Alright, that's going to get returned to my hand, and they discard a card. It's actually fine for me. I'm going to leave 1 back now. Before, I was pretty excited about it, but at this point, I'd rather just block Soul Hunter. Yeah, I think I'd rather block the Soul Hunter. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said Dracus Pharaoh would be devastating. Oh, that's fine. Sure. Thing is, I don't actually care about taking damage that much, since I'm at 37, so it's going to be very hard to threaten my health total. I'll go ahead and Time Thief here to return Soul Hunter to the owner's hand. Something to keep in mind is they have revealed a Lightning Mage, which is a free off-turn champion that does 2 damage to a target. So they're probably going to play this to kill a wolf token, so I'm going to attack with my demon token first. They're probably going to play it to try and kill a wolf token and block a different wolf token. It would be maximum value. But they're probably going to be forced to use it to stop this Time Thief here. To block it, I mean. So I am going to attack each of my wolf tokens individually. Alright. I'm just going to block that way, sure. The tricks in my sleeve. This would put them at 10, and then they take 8, they'd be at 2, and then Xanos would put them at 1. But, yeah, what can you do? Stalking Werewolf to trade here. I think I just play this to return that to their hand, and I draw a card, and they banish a card in their hand. Ooh, that's a Brave Squire. It's 5 extra damage. Alright, let's see if they have any blocks. They haven't blocked yet. No blocks. They're pretty much their only out is Hasty Retreat. We have in our deck. Alright, we got there. Good game, Darwin. Alright, so that's the third and final game of the Dark Draft. So, good games, everyone. And we'll be back next week on Monday to play again. But if you want to check it out, you should. It's free to download. Whenever you get all of the cards are free. You basically just play for foils, playmats, and new avatars, and to try and beat everyone else in events like these. So I'll be back, like I said, next week at 7. And in the meantime, have some epic games.